Good morning and welcome. It is Saturday, the 31st of December. I am Flatcap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, we've reached year's end, the last day of 2022, and it's a Saturday and it's a nice Saturday of racing. So we are going stake and a half for the final day of the year, £30. 11.50 Lingfield is the first race. So it's 5 bets coming up. There is 3 lucky 15s, 1 Super Yankee / Canadian, depending on your bookmaker, and 1 combination double. That is what I've got. So £30 is our stake. Before we get to that, we'll do the review of yesterday, and at the end we will have a mention on the darts. So yesterday, not good yesterday. 15 on, 244 back. Generally not good, I would say. Got the right papers here. Okay, so we had this. And I said in the review yesterday, and I stand by it, most of the horses I picked yesterday looked like they had 2 breakfasts. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Mr. Hart backed in, didn't run any sort of race. Those 2 are at the back most of the way. Nelly French backed in to 5-2, 9-2. Could only get 4th, which was only good for Sky Bet. Visibility non-runner, so that was a place with a non-runner if you're Sky, just a non-runner if you're no one else. No one's getting excited about that. And then in the other bet, which I quite liked, but it was Wolverhampton, that one never got going. That never got going. That actually placed, which was nice. That went from the front. The commentator did actually call that second, but he got it wrong. It was about 6th, I think. So yeah, place single on that one. So no good. So we are still in the same situation we've been in for a few days as far as this week goes. If you're Sky this week, you're fine. You've basically got about £100 profit guaranteed almost, I think. If you're not Sky, you're in a bit of a hole this week. So I would like something Saturday, Sunday to change the week for all those non-Skyers. Just obviously can't guarantee anything, can I? So yeah, we'll see where we're at. But for the channel, I've got it 129 up, even though every day apart from one's not been very good this week. So let's hope Saturday changes our fortunes. So what have we got for Saturday? Well, importantly, I've got the hat on, so that means one of 3 things. It either means I'm desperate, it either means that I think it's going to be a great day, or it either means I'm going racing. And today is the Flatcap Callum staff Christmas party. So all of the staff behind the scenes at Flatcap Callum Central are going on the Christmas party to Newbury races today. So yeah, it's going to be an expensive one because there are so many people behind the scenes here. But yes, me and my good lady will go and have a nice day out at Newbury races today. So yes. That is what the plan is. So that is why the hat is on. So I know some of you might be getting excited, thinking, does he think it's today? I'm going racing. That's why the hat's on. So today, £30. What have we got? I've had a lot of debate about with the races. There's quite a few I like too of how to do the bets and not what to leave in, what to leave out. So it has been heavily debated today, I would say. This is where I've got to. So bet 1, we're starting here with a Super Yankee or Canadian. So that is each way, doubles, trebles, 4-fold and 5-fold. No singles. The reason for that is I'm trying to fit stake here to match a certain amount. So if you just feel happier by putting the extra couple of quid on and making it a lucky 31, you fill your boots. I'm not saying it's a terrible idea. I'm just saying for the channel stakes, I'm fitting it in, and that's what we've got with. So we're starting off here 11.50, and I've got 2 in this 11.50. 11.50 Lingfield, outweighed 10-1. Sky off 4. No one else is. It's 11 runners, but I like the 2 I've got. 1 o'clock Warwick, Templar, 13-2. That's the smallie for today. That's in there at 1 o'clock Warwick, and I've got 2 in that one. 1:30 Lingfield, Pledge of Peace, 11-1. Again, I got 2 in that one. 4 places on Sky, nowhere else. 10 runners. 1:50 Newbury, Nina the Terrier, 17-2. And then the 2:53 Utoxeter, My Silver Lining. That's got a little bit bigger since I originally planned the bet. So it wasn't the plan to have a 16-1 shot in this bet, but that's where it's got to when I put the bet on. So 18p each way, Super Yankee or Canadian, depending on what your bookmaker calls it. That is each way doubles, trebles, fourfold, fivefold. And yes, I'm not saying don't put the Lucky 31 on, but I'm rounding the channel stake up. It does leave us with a funny amount, which we'll come back to. But that is that. Oh, I should say Sky best for that one, and Hills second best, and then 365. That in that order, if you've got choice of bookie. Bet 2. We've got Lucky 15, slightly smaller stake Lucky 15, 1150 Lingfield, Havana Gold Rush is my other horse in that one, 22s, 1240 Newbury, When It Rains It Pours, quite an apt horse for today. I just think that the top of the market, there's weaknesses, and that one has got potential, and that's why I've plumped for it. So 50 to 1, we're having a little go on that one, but there's not a lot that most would see in that. 225 Newbury, Valsheda 22 to 1. 342 Punchestown, Magic Dawn 33 to 1. 18 pence each way, Lucky 15. Flag on that one, there's no extra places on that one or that one. So there's 2 races here, there's no extra places. I'd still say it's marginally better for Sky over 365 or Paddy, but there are 2 races, legs 2 and 4, where there are no extra places. 18 pence each way, Lucky 15, 540 is the bet. And then we go to, they nearly went, bet 3. Into usual Lucky 15 stakes, 1247 Punchestown, John Adams 17 to 2, 130 Lingfield, Savoy Brown, which I did tip up on a video that no one ever saw because it ended up in an abandoned meeting, and it was 50s on that day, but 25s today is still a good price. 232 Punchestown, What You Doing, 25 to 1, and 325 Utoxeter. Let's be careful with this one. Uranus de Bordeaux, 25 to 1. 20p each way, Lucky 15, and a 40p each way double on the bottom 2. What You Doing and Uranus de Bordeaux. So 680 a bet, Sky best 365 or Paddy next best. And then we get on to bet 4. 1 o'clock Warwick, Eros 16 to 1. 135 Warwick, Nichols on the dime 16 to 1. If you've watched the freebets.com video, that's the horse I put up, the horse of the day for the television. It's been nibbled in a bit this morning. 225 Newbury, Champagne Court 18 to 1, and 232 Punchestown, Blanket on the Road. And that one's coming quite a bit, but still good price, 22s. 20p each way, Lucky 15, and then the funny amount left over from the Super Yankee, it's a 22p each way double on Nichols on the Diamond, Blanket on the Road, which makes it a 644 bet. Don't normally like doing that, but because the Super Yankee was a funny amount, it's worked out like that. Sky best 365 or Paddy, and then of all of the races where I've got 2 horses, these are my preferred 2. One obvious, one not obvious. 130 Lingfield, not obvious. 10 runners, I like those 2 horses a lot. So Savoy Brown 25s, Pledge of Peace 11s, they're in. Going on to the 232, which is a really good looking handicap, Punchestown. What You Doing 25s, Blanket on the Ground 22s, 4 times 25p each way doubles. Sky best, then Paddy 365 or Coral. It's a £2 bet. All right, that is the plan for Saturday. Flags, well, a few flags. One is there's some races that others might think are obvious that I've not touched. There's an early race at I think it's Warwick, a decent looking handicap in terms of field size. Not for me today. And there's another one at Punchestown where I think it's about 24 runners, and normally I'd be getting involved in that. Just didn't like it today. So there's a few obvious races that I've not touched. I'll leave others to do what they want with those, but they weren't for me today. I will only pick horses where I'm reading the form and not just playing mathematical advantage here in terms of extra place races. So that is that. So win, lose or draw today, what does it mean? The end of the year, the end of the calendar year for the Flat Cap Callum channel. We start 10th of January. If we lose everything today, the channel stats will end the year £2,080 to the good for all sports. If you take out a lot of the junk that's gone in alongside the horses this year thus far, it would be just horses. It would be 2,200 is banked from the channel account. So if we get anything back, that will add on to the 2,200. So for a full calendar year minus the 9 days at the beginning of January, I'm absolutely delighted with where we're ending year 1. So we shall march on into year two with our heads held high, hopefully on a nice day. But you never know. We're never due. So that's that. So darts. So Rob Cross went out last night, but the most important thing, if you are on the darts bets, which I know there's a few are, Stephen Bunting had a cracker again against Humphreys and won through to the quarter-final. If you'd done the advised Lucky 31 bet for the sectionals, he was the only winner in the bet. So you get a couple of, well, whatever your stake was, but it's a couple of quid if it was sort of channel equivalent. It was about 30% back of the stake. We also have him in the outright singles. So we had Rob Cross and Aspinall who both out, and we had Stephen Bunting. And the advice was that Sky Bet paying 4 places outright market, which means he needs to get to the semi-final. So he's got one more match on New Year's Day against Smith, who for a lot of people was the pre-tournament fancy outside of Van Gerwen. So if he loses against Smith, that's it. If he wins against Smith, we are guaranteed at least a place payout on Bunting. And bear in mind, he was 300 to 1 when we put the bet on Sky Bet. So if he beats Michael Smith, that's a quarter of the odds, 300. It's a 75 times return of whatever stake you chose to do. So at the moment, he's 9 to 4, second favourite to win that match. That's a nice place to be on a 9 to 4 shot that you took at 75 to 1. He's clearly the underdog going into the match. He knows the guy really, really well. They're from the same sort of area. I think it will be a really, really good match, and they're both going to be up for it. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring match. If Bunting can keep on his doubles, he's definitely got a chance of doing him. So we shall see. And then we'll worry about where else. But yeah, if he can do it on New Year's Day, I can't tell you how excited I'd be, because not just for the channel, but as in I've been following the guy, and yeah, I've always followed him and thought he has got enough in his game to win the title. But this year, let's see, because yeah, we can all get excited, and then tomorrow we can get an absolute drubbing. Oh, sorry, yeah, tomorrow we can get a drubbing. We'll see. All right, so I shall be back in the morning, New Year's Day. Not sure what time, because I've committed to do a park run in the morning. So yeah. So I'm doing that in the morning, and then I'll come back and do the video. It's 8 meetings tomorrow across UK and Ireland, so it's quite a lot to look through. So we'll have to see how we get on. But yeah, so it's going to be a good day, New Year's Day. And then at some point else on New Year's Day, might well be in the evening, I'll be putting out a second video of a review of the year. And then that'll be me, as usual, Monday off, and back Tuesday night for Wednesday racing. So there'll be no selections Monday or Tuesday. I'll be back to the usual schedule of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings, Saturday, Sunday mornings for 5 days a week. All right. Hope you all have a lovely New Year's Eve, whatever you are doing, however you are celebrating, going to bed early, watching fireworks on the sofa, whatever that means to you. I will see you all next year, unless you happen to tap me on the shoulder at Newbury. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.